with dragon's energy. She works with goddess energy. So if either of those things are directions that you felt yourself pulled towards anytime recently, I've got just the lady for you. Let's put our paws together to welcome to the stage Laura Daligan. Hey! Happy
Morning!
Beltane! Morning!
Happy Beltane! You look gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Oh,
I've been fairy-led already today.
Yeah. How was your morning? Was it very Beltane-ish? Were the fires of Beltane blessing you on the hilltops?
They were distracting me. I was like, oh, look over here. Woo! And
What, were you out for a walk? Were you out for a run? Were you out for a horse
walk,
ride?
but it was I went for a walk and there were loads of horses, like wild horses around, and I was just following them around, which took me off track a bit. But my plan was to go to this spring that I found for Beltane morning. It's like it's a spring that comes out of this oak tree. It's so beautiful. But I went for a bit of a distracting walk before I actually got there, and then I had to get back. So it was beautiful, and no one was around, and it was really magical. But I was pegging up the hill like, come on, Laura, get your cardio going.
I'm a little concerned about you following horses around. I'm imagining kind of the Horsey Post newspaper reporting you seen on hilltops. Keen lady, happy to follow your horses around. Lock up your foals.
I think you're right. I'm not even going to try and deny that's probably happening.
No, yeah, denial is futile. Let's flash a couple of messages and then maybe we'll find sort of some more urban or more like single activities for everybody to do on the Beltane, because when we need to celebrate something like Easter, and we live in an environment where everybody celebrates Easter, then all the opportunities are there and you can join in. But when you want to celebrate something that maybe your environment does, if you're not in one of those few areas in the world that I have seen massive fire celebrations, looking at available houses in those areas, then there are still loads of activities that you can do in order to feel the energy of Beltane. But let me do messages first while you breathe. You have a drink. Let me take you off screen. Go and get a drink. I'm taking you off. You have? Oh, you have drink. All right. Oh, very good.
Yes,
no,
I have water.
Nothing.
I took coffee out with me, which is water was needed, not coffee.
I think there's no better way to say I used to live in London, than taking a coffee.
I know, right? I was like,
on your nature hike. Did you take it in like a disposable cup as well?
No, I didn't. I bought a little flask, like a 1 cup flask for my birthday. And
how cute. So Grizzly has prepared a message beforehand saying you can support me by sending stars. Stars help me earn money to make more content. This is for everybody watching us for free everywhere or listening to us afterwards on any of the podcasting platforms. Make sure you find us on YouTube and support us with the stars. Mark says, happy Beltane blessings, one and all. Please, folks, remember, says Mark, to like so you can be sure to catch and Bal Laura and any from Bigfoot Outlaws when they appear like now. Thank you, Mark. Such an organized viewer. We've got Nigel saying, good morning, everyone. How you doing today? Saying I'm doing half and half. You. Send lots of good energy at you. We're good. Nilda saying, good morning, my gorgeous, beautiful soul. I can hear her voice. Like I've never heard her, but I can hear Nilda's voice when I read it like this. Right?
Yes, it's so expressive. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah. Sandy says, hello, ladies. Beltane
Morning.
blessings. High fives.
Morning.
Morning. And we've got, oh, wait, loads more came in. Sorry. Let me show all of you. All of you. We love all of you equally. Dahlia Rose saying blessings from Sweden.
Blessings to you, Dahlia. Thank you.
Jane says Beltane blessings from Kerno.
Beltane blessings to you, lovely.
Did I pronounce correctly?
Yeah.
Oh, big surprise. Simeon says good morning and Beltane blessings to you and everyone.
Thank you. I think all the horses will not be blessing me. They'll be like,
yeah, the horses are alarmed. And Divine Goddess is saying Mary Beltane, and Irene bless says I have a cold and lost my voice. No. Sending vibes. Right. So, and Divine Goddess, I could see that you put a request for a general reading, so I put it to the side, and we're going to catch up with a couple of readings a little bit later on. But for the moment, one way that Laura showed you of celebrating Beltane is going out into nature, finding a spring. What are the different ways that Beltane connects to nature and indeed the spring?
Yeah, I mean, it's such, Beltane is a fire festival traditionally, but it's a festival of life and the blessing of life and nature. And I always think, like, people dress the springs, people sometimes put ribbons around the springs at Beltane. You're blessing the sacred goddess. And I think when you have an oak, the one I went to, there's like an oak tree which represents the masculine and the spring coming out of the earth representing the feminine. So it felt like that marriage, that place, and also very, very fairy. However, on the unglamorous fairy level, there was a lot of mosquitoes.
Yeah, the green flies are eating up our entire village. When you wash your hair and they're still falling in the
Oh, that is a plague.
Yeah.
It's a plague of green flies.
I really feel like we're going through the 10 plagues of Egypt at the moment. There's different
Yeah. There was some quite massive mozzies or whatever they were. I was like, be calm, Laura, just be calm. Just fine.
Yeah. Do you do this thing where you breathe out sort of very intently and then keep the lips a little bit close when you're breathing in?
Just in case one comes in.
Yeah, because they go in your eyes, up the nose, and in all the orifices.
That's how you celebrate Beltane.
Yeah, Beltane is a fertility festival. But one of the Beltane traditions that I'll admit I've never done, but I think it's so cute, is washing your face in the Beltane spring.
I did that.
Is meant to keep. Did you do it?
Yeah, I did.
It's meant to maintain your youth, so it's clearly working.
I stepped away from the mozzies for that, but I wanted to do it from where the spring comes out of the earth, and it was like mozzie central. I went, nah, we'll just go back a little bit to the stream and do it. Usually I do it in the garden, but because I was out a bit outside, it was like, no, I'll do it in the spring, because it's called the ladies' spring. That's what it's called, but I think I call it the fairy ladies' spring. It's so magical, and I was like, did a little bit of a bathe and a little bit of a blessing from the spring.
That's amazing.
A dew or the not the pond, maybe not the pond.
No, but we have a waterfall here.
Oh, you do? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we have yes. Do it.
And we have like a spring, and there's actually, because there's a waterfall, there's a little spring at the bottom of my road. I'm full of waterways, but like you, not super keen to wash my face with the morning mozzie eggs. I bless myself with green flies in my pores.
It's just the reality of paganism, isn't it? It's all this glamour. It's like,
yeah, we're doing our best, but the environment and the pollution are also trying hard.
Yeah,
to get in the way.
when I used to live in Glastonbury, obviously Beltane is, and last year I did the Beltane in Glastonbury, and it is huge. I think today in Glastonbury it's going to be huge because the weather's so lovely. It's very
Yeah,
loud. You have the green men, and yesterday the women were preparing the hole in the ground, and it's very loud and a big event, and that's
there's a
really,
parade, right?
really epic and loving. There's so much. I think at Beltane is the most going on in town. You get more maypoles for your money there than you get anywhere else. There's a maypole
Wow.
everywhere. But actually, there's something nice about where I went this morning. There was literally not a soul, not a human soul around. And that was just like, that felt very, a different kind of magical.
Yeah, yeah, no, that is incredible. I'm in so many ways such an indoorsy person, and I know it's disgusting because I live in a gorgeous area and there's a lot of nature, and I run a lot, so I'm
You
out
do.
in nature running every single day. But my magic has always been really indoorsy. So I'll just sort of reach behind, get my candle, light my candle, put some essential oils in it, and I am so happy. I
Yeah.
feel connected. I feel like I'm doing it. So for me, the fire festival is light a flame. Now, I think it's important to reveal that for me, a new moon is also light a flame. Full moon also light a
Yeah.
flame. Sometimes some festivals just look very, very similar, but
Yeah.
the intent is different. And I'm such a summer person that as we sort of get further and further towards midsummer, that I know I look kind of happy on the outside, but that is nothing compared to what I'm now on the inside. Like I'm elated. I have the kind of level of happiness that I should be admitted to hospital for. I'm worried that it could cause infections.
I think it's not a
But
bad infection. That's a good, I think we need more of that.
but it's so exciting. So we've got the water, we've got the flame. I think if people can, like, you could take a flame outside if you're very, very careful.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, we both lived in London for years, and we always managed to celebrate Beltane in magical, beautiful ways. I mean, and again, I don't know if the maypoles are sort of trauma sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
dancing, the confusion.
All it takes is for one person to not get it. So again, we'll reveal we have the privilege of having danced around maypoles, which
Yep.
not everybody does. You
We did it
need
at school when I was little. I don't think they do it at school anymore, do they? We had it at school.
absolutely not.
I know, it was
Wow.
brilliant. I loved that when I was little. It was an infant school or junior school, and there was a maypole, and we danced around it. And I can say we had the same coordination as adults at a pagan event at that age. It was.
Yeah, but I think there'll be people that sort of live either in other parts of the world or in areas that are very, very religious, where they won't accept their kind of nature traditions, so they won't have had a chance to dance around a maypole. And to those people, from my heart, let me tell you, it looks better than it feels, because you're protecting your route, your path, and you know what it's like to like drive on the road with other people. Imagine that with people with
Ribbons.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Although we did go and fly kites on Sunday, which is very
Lovely.
maple, and it's moved. You know what I mean?
That's
You're
really
fo-
nice.
It was a very Beltane, and it was right on top of the hill. It was on Castle Hill in Huddersfield, which is a super super windy um, location. You go there any other time of the year, not good. You go there when it's roasting. It's fabulous. It's fabulous.
Mm.
You've got your breeze, you've got your sun, you've got young couples that have driven up to sort of to get romantic in their cars. Very, very cute. Which is also
Oh,
very Beltane.
very
Beltane.
Beltane. It is very Beltane. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you usually have the May Queen in the. Have you ever been the May Queen in a ritual?
Me never.
Me neither.
No.
No, me neither. Right, proper like.
No, not even in rituals I've run. Not even, not even, because you get the two types, don't you? You get your like, very spiritually generous high priestess that will pick the youngest, most Caucasian looking girl, just like in a nativity.
Yeah.
Or you have the very spiritually ungenerous high priestess that will step in, go, I'm Queen of the May. Who wants what role? Who wants what other? Who wants to be the jack? Who wants to be covered in foliage? Who wants to bang the drum? And I'll be like, okay, this is, it's a very good role. So never, not once in my life. And we were down, like now it looks like such a long time ago, but we were down around the pagan scene in London for like years and years and years.
Yeah. Not never. Once. Me neither. No. Rude.
Yeah, there is a village not super far from here, and they have a May Day parade. It's not Beltane, it's not called Beltane, but it is a May Day parade, so it's kind of the same. And they have a Queen of the May. It's but we only go there in winter because they have a very cute Christmas tree festival.
I love it how in the villages, well, not around here actually, but some places it still goes on. And, you know, you do get these festivals going. I mean, in Glastonbury, definitely it's on steroids, but it still goes on in other places too. I love that, these celebrations.
Yeah, amazing. So we touched on Jack and kind of the Oak King. So I think even sort of going and resting under a tree and receiving kind of the blessings of the earth, the blessings of the tree, doing yourself a little reading under the tree, they're all valid ways to celebrate Beltane. Because if we think about it, inside the Wheel of the Year, Beltane is exactly the opposite to Samhain.
Yeah.
And where Samhain, everything dies, and you know, we've got like a marvelous representation of death, of farewells. Beltane is exactly the opposite. It's life. It's, you know, it's exciting, it's enthusiastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I always think like that axis is the most also when the veil is thinnest. I do feel like both those times, and sometimes that Beltane can be a bit Samhain, and Samhain can be a bit Beltane. It's like that does sometimes reflect. There's something. There's a dark in the light and a light in the dark. And like someone was saying, they're feeling a bit off this morning. It's okay if you're not feeling yay. You know, it's an intense time. The axis is very intense. So don't put any pressure on yourself if you are feeling a bit moody, or, you know, it is a powerful time. But like you were saying, I think it's even when in the Milky Way, when life comes in Beltane and it goes out, of course, you know, it goes out at Samhain. It feels this is life coming in, and that isn't always, as you know, giving birth an easy process. I mean,
I will reveal that I never had the joy of giving birth fully naturally. I've always had to be hacked at for removal of baby.
Very Samhain-y, very Samhain-y.
Very Samhain, but also very, very exciting. I find something very witchy about it. You know, we're gonna come at her, and if we take her apart, oh look, a little witchling comes out.
Yeah, witchling.
Like Russian dolls.
Russian dolls. I'm going to pull you a card for Beltane for you. Beltane card for you. Let's have a Beltane card for Invar. Oh, look at you. Got the Queen of Stones, the Queen of Pentacles, Mama Bear.
Mama Bear. You know, we call our second child the biggest boy. We call him the little bear. Oh. So I am Mama Bear. Oh.
Yeah, it feels like you're about to emerge into something, and I know astrologically this is more winter solstice, but it feels like actually coming through that, you're coming out into maybe emerging into something, a new phase, or doing something, launching something new. It feels, but from your safe, like you say, like an indoor witch, from the safe cave, there's something about reaching out into the world with Mama Bear power.
Yeah, no, so you're 100% right. So on Tuesday, I'm driving down to London for a Mothers Meets meeting, which is like a mom community, and they bring like speakers and stuff. So I'm coming to sort of speak to them. It's a new community. I don't know anybody there. I was sort of recommended. But I asked, you know, after the talk, do people stick around and, you know, and have a chat? And they were like, yeah, absolutely. So it's definitely indoorsy. It's definitely sort of the Mama Bear. And also my big bear was just at home sick for 3 days and he's just gone to school, but
Oh, bless it.
we've been to the doctor with him, and he's needing some investigations because
Sweetie.
I know, because it's very narrow side to side. He's very far top to bottom.
Oh,
He's very
right.
narrow side to side. So they're wanting to look at him. So it's very much sort of my mama bear moment. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. I thought these were kind of Beltane cards. The Wildwood Tarot felt quite Beltane.
It is. Let's take you your Laura Beltane card. Let's this. Okay, you're gonna hate it, but it's really good.
No,
This is
it could be worse.
organization.
Yeah.
It says you absolutely can have your cake and eat it. More than can, you should have your cake and eat it, because all the different slices fits with all the other different slices. And if you have either a specific time of year or a specific mindset or a specific location that belongs to just the one cake, it won't interfere with all the others. And that way, each part of your life will replenish and rejuvenate, very Beltane, and kind of birth its own self if you were just organized about it. And also, you have to really, really believe. And I know how good you are, really, really believing on behalf of others.
I know.
You know, but really, really believing on behalf of yourself will get you unimaginable results. And they are results, they're things you've seen. You've already seen them. It says you feasted your eyes. And I don't even think it's your spiritual eyes. I think you feasted like your physical eyes on them. They're happening. They're happening. I'm very sorry to tell you news. They're happening, but they need for you to maintain that faith. So for Beltane, I think this is maybe a little bit, gray and.
Oh no, it's what I want. It's definitely what I want. So it's good. I need to. I'm focused. I'm not feeling very like. I'm feeling like let's get stuff done. So
yeah, yeah. So let's flick up a few messages, and we actually have a couple of little reading requests. So now that we've shuffled, let's do a thing as well. So let's see, where did I leave off the messages? So we were with Divine Goddess, and she says, I'd like to share something. It's so beautiful that we are celebrating the same things, but with different names across the world.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's what I love about spirituality as well, isn't it? It's like when you can all connect and have different ways of approaching the same feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there are some things that are exactly the same, in the sense that the new moon and the full moon are at the same time everywhere, and we feel, and the new moon and the full moon is not just a sort of pretty light in the sky, but it also sort of moves the waters and changes the hormones. So that is always the same. The midsummer, midwinter, and even more so the equinoxes is always the same. But even if we sort of take it further down, the egg is obviously a symbol of this season, because we've got the kind of the new generation of eggies. But the egg is also, let me demonstrate to you, unsponsored. The egg is also a symbol of the season in one of the largest mainstream religions. And it is also, I'm not going to reach for my Passover plate, but Passover symbols are very biblical. And then on the actual Passover plate, you also have an egg. There was no egg anywhere in the Exodus story in the Bible. I read that thing back to front.
But it's called Exodus.
This made me do a little dance. That was too good. That was too good.
Now.
Bravo. No, that's it. We can go off air because we're not going to top that. That is the top. That is the top of the Beltane Hill. But yeah, so a symbol like the egg has managed to make its way all the way across. And that is, I think, exactly what a divine goddess is saying, that we do have different things because we're all living in the same world with the same resources, using the same nature. So it's really time for us all to start behaving like that.
Yeah, I agree. Yes.
Ah,
I agree.
definitely not running for government.
Oh, you'd be brilliant and terrifying.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Stop to imagine. No. Mark says, pegging it up the hill, such a Midlands expression. Not heard that in many years.
You can take the girl out of the Midlands, but not Midlands to have the girls. Picking it up.
Yeah, you could have nearly got there. I think it's officially Midlands where my husband got lost the other day. Actually, yeah, he ran to the Midlands from the north. Joshua,
I was channeling your husband earlier on.
I'll show you later what kind of color he got on him now from being lost. Joshua says, hi, girls.
Morning.
Divine Goddess says, same day, we have Akshaya Tritiya in India celebrating prosperity, abundance, joy, happiness ahead.
Oh, amazing. I love that.
Beautiful. And inspired by you and Val, I've started running, jogging. Thank you so much. Woo!
Good.
Also very Beltane.
Running's great.
It's so fun.
Yes, thank you for the origin. Yeah.
Happy Beltane in Irish. Does sunburn count as one of the 10 plagues? I mean, like, fire.
Well, I think you've made yourself red, which is a colour of belt. I know it's pronounced Beltane, but it's Beltane. But we'll use both if that's okay. But you've made yourself the colour of the season, red. So I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And he says, the local spring here would involve washing yourself in slurry and Linden Village leftovers. It's true, but not the waterfall. The waterfall.
Oh, the waterfall sounds lovely.
I like Ike says, morning, laddies.
Morning, good morning.
And Joshua says there are other flames like butane, methane, octane.
Beltane.
Yeah. No, babe, we're both vegetarian. We know our methane. I like Ike says, I need some auto friction. Okay. Yeah, we're going to leave you to do what you need to do and leave your messages on the side for the moment. Lucianne says, good morning.
Beautiful. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Beltane.
What a wonderful time for your name, Lucianne Emberglow.
Yes.
Light and fire.
Oh, and we are lucky this year with beautiful weather for Beltane. Sometimes it feels a bit like it's Arctic.
So sometimes you're like, call yourself Beltane.
I went to the Edinburgh, which is, Beltane Fire Festival quite a few years ago. It was snowing.
What was that, 2012?
No, about 2016, 17, 18. I can't remember, one of those ones. Yeah, it was snowing. We went and I felt sorry for them because they were all kind of like just in body paint. And I was like, oh.
No.
Chilliness.
Nope. Sean says the magic of not needing to worry about pelvic floor exercises. Also very Beltane. Beltane card. Let me put you in the list. So I've got Jane in the list, Divine Goddess, Nilda, and Lucianne. Let's just sort of go for blah, 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 blah. And we have a request from Nilda. Let me flash up all of your messages quite quickly so that we can turn to the messages, because what we don't want to do is, so we can turn to the readings. We don't want to leave the readings unread. No. Mark is the laughing. Sean, Spawn says, Mary Beltane and blessings, everyone. And Nilda, I can see your question, and you're there saying, I really missed you girls. Bendiciones. I Google later.
Thank you, lovely. Thank you.
Jane is giving us a bit of background for her reading. It is quite tragic. Saying, my children's dad passed 4 weeks ago in hospital unexpectedly. We were soulmates, but separated 10 years ago. I was there with my son when he passed. I've had lots of signs from him, felt so So felt comfort. He's now pain-free and still around. We remain friends and he remarried, but I feel he's around again today.
Yeah.
Like you said, Laura, it is one of the days where the veil is the thinnest.
Veils are thin.
Yeah.
And it's they're easier in that way for those to connect with us, or for us to sense their presence. If it's I'm so sorry, but I'm also glad he's pain-free and that you've got that connection still, even.
Let's do a few of the readings.
Yes.
So so we've got first one from Jane saying, please may I have a card?
You may, Jane, of course, absolutely. Can I ever just pull one card? It's like,
I know it takes so much focus to sort of go with one. I'll jump in with the one while, or have you got the number that you're happy
I've got
with?
two, but I'm leaving. You go first. Go on. You go first.
Right, because Jane, you got the exact same card that Laura's got, but of course, no two readings are ever the same. Your message is quite different, and it says that you can feel in your heart what you can see in your eyes. You can feel that he's there, and if you think about it, there was actually a reason why this date is important for him. So it might not be the dates that have to do with you. It might be a date for him. I don't know if he's joined the forces, or a date of graduation from something. The May 1st is a date that is resonant for him, and it is a date that he'll come and visit you every year. The reason I said like join the forces, because I can see that it's something around either weaponry or even sort of weaponry as an aesthetic, as a decoration. And I feel like if you look in the corner and there's a corner that's a little bit like foggy, like smoggy, then you'll be able to see the outline of him. So he's not just sending you a message, he is very much there. You'll be able to catch sight of him from the corner of your eye, and it'll be quite a regular visit.
Yeah.
What have you got there?
Yeah, absolutely. So those really lovely cards for you, actually. You've got so you've got the Page of Vessels, the Page of Cups. There's oops, dropping it on the floor. It's flying around. It's an otter. And then you've also got the Seer, which is the High Priestess. And I just love both those are connecting with the water, connecting with the other world, connecting with emotions. Like the otter there is dipping its tail in the water. So it's that, there's a playful energy, there's a light energy. And I know the situation is not playful or light. However, like you said, there's a knowing deep in your soul and a connection. And I really feel that there's, like you said, there's no pain there. There's actually a sense of peace, and there's a feeling of you connecting on a light. It feels healing today. I feel whatever you experience around this will feel healing. And the Seer is you. This feels to be you channeling, you listening, the messages that come through so clearly. And maybe this phase and what you're actually experiencing will just show you how open and how magical you are, and how you are that Seer between the worlds, that you do feel and experience things. So not only will you feel and experience this connection, but you'll also maybe be opening up to more kinds of divination, or more ways of feeling and experiencing. So I feel like new doors are opening for you between the worlds as well. But if you can be by water in some way today, even if it's by a swimming pool, paddling pool, or by a little stream, it feels soothing for your soul for that.
How amazing. Thank you. And thank you for sharing this really special day and this really special message with us. It's really moving to be able to be part of your experience.
Absolutely.
Divine Goddess, all the way over in India, is saying, may I get a general, please? Let's do a cute little general for you. And you waited so patiently. Let's have a looky.
Let's have a look. All three came out. Just couldn't stop it. It's good. Stop it. Again, we've got a similar energy here straight away. This kind of water in the background. So all the pages, or sorry, all the court cards are coming up at the moment. This is the page of bows. So we had the page of cups, of vessels. Now we've got the page of wands, which is a stoat. Which I love how cheeky and fiery and ready to jump into the moment this stoat is. So the feeling is that sense of allowing today to guide you on where you need to go. Allow that lightness in your spirit. Follow your heart, follow your passions. And this isn't just kind of just being flittish. This is jumping in something or leaping into something with courage and saying, actually, this is what I want to do. And then you've got the Eight of Pentacles or the Eight of Stones in this deck, and you're working away at something. So you've got the initial fire spark, and you're going to really work your backside off to achieve and get somewhere. Then you've got another, and then the last one I pulled because I couldn't help myself was the Page of Stones. So basically all the pages are coming up today. So with a new project, a new idea, a new business plan, or something that gives you joy and excitement, I feel like today this Beltane energy is filling you with that fire to leap into something, to be in that moment, to be courageous, to speak out, to follow your heart and you'll get some really good work done at the moment. You'll really be in your zone, and that will lead you in new directions, which are going to be really beneficial for you. So thank you. What did you get?
Amazing. So I've got same
I've got
kind
the
of
Eight of Pentacles as well. That's the same one. Yay.
So new direction. And you know what I loved about that trio? All of them are like trees. So they're all, this one is like the center of the tree of life, but the shape is really typical. This one is the whole lot of the tree of life, and this one is a tree. You know what I mean? So there is growth on all levels, but it says, you, divine goddess, you're trying to figure out, should I be growing on the financial? Should I be growing on the personal? You don't have to choose. Each layer, each brick brings progression in all the different layers. So once you feel a little bit more secure financially, you will also be able to relax into your true self in, spiritually. And then you'll be able to push yourself into a career direction that's more aligned with who you are. So it's not a choice. The answer is everything. Go for it. But yeah, the energy of growth is huge, and
trees on here as well. Sorry, saying there's trees as
no,
well.
yes, that's incredible. I think there's like so few trees here, although there's quite a few like roses. But that was fun. I love that all the trees are there for you.
We both got the Eight of Pentacles, so that does feel right, doesn't it? The both of us got that. Let's keep on the small stuff. It's going to get there. It's like,
yeah, exactly. All those little bricks. Am I remembering correctly, Divine Goddess? You live on the actual Himalayas. If true, let us know. I know.
Can I
such a Beltane dream.
I know, me too. I would just love to go there. So all the people that watch this, we want to go to America to see the horses there. We're going to go to Himalayas. We're going to go on a little tour, aren't we?
The Psychic Brunch Tour. Open your homes and your fridges to us.
I'll pick it up the Himalayas.
Yeah. I'd love to come along, but I do need a map. I need a map. I don't want to take chances.
No.
So Nilda says, can I have a reading on a heads up for the month of May, Scorpio sign? Is the full moon in Scorpio? Is the full moon in Scorpio? Yeah. Full moon in Scorpio on the 12th.
So you're on the opposite again. You feel this powerful opposite of Taurus and Scorpio. Let's have a reading. Really trying to pull one.
But it's a good one.
You go.
How many did you get? I'm bursting to know. 3. I love that. That is the Aries top level of postponing. What do you call it? Satisfaction postponement. What's the word for it?
Restraint. It's my restraint. It's just 3.
3 is very close to 1.
Yeah.
In that it's under 10 and also it's under 78. They're very similar numbers. Right, Nilda, look at this. So you have one of the Scorpio cards. Whenever you see an eagle in the tarot, it can often represent the elevated form of Scorpio. Not going to
Yes.
go into the rant why none of the other star signs have an elevated
Yeah,
form.
right.
There's specifically an eagle. That's fine. We like eagles and anything with feathers. But this is quite a Scorpio card. And what it says is that you're flying towards where you need to be going, but you're going so fast. No, it's
Yeah.
not but. It's not you're flying, but you're going so fast. It's,
Yeah.
there's nothing against it. It's just an indication you're flying where you need to be going and you're going so fast that
Yeah.
you might feel like you're not really being polite with everybody. And your friend Inbal is here to tell you that that is okay. That is okay. I hate to be the one that says it. No, I love to be the one that says it. But manners are way overrated. You are going where you're going. Are you retraining as something? Because I know that you cared for your mom and you were, with us a lot then. But I feel like it's crossed your mind to do some kind of medical training, some kind of caring, doula, end of life care. I see you going towards the medical professions. And I feel like by the time your birthday rolls around, you're already going to have the brochures in hand. You're going to have some applications filled in. You're going to be sorted with like a internship. So it's all going really, really fast. Don't be scared. I know the stuff that you're scared of is completely other stuff. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about political stuff. You're cool. But job the job changes that you're going towards are flying towards you, so that you're thinking, wow, this is all happening without me even pushing them. You're flying towards them. It just feels like they're flying towards you. What have you got there? What have you got,
I was
Laura?
like so excited because when you were saying all the things about retraining and even the doula and the medical stuff, it's all really as aligned with what's coming. I did shuffle really well, but we still got the Page of Stones coming up, the Page of Pentacles, a little linksy. And the links is, I think that the links, I'm sure there's a medical profession society that's got the link. I'm going to have to look at a, was it a magical one? Anyway, there's some society that's got the links as its symbol, and it's because of it's probably more of a magical one than medical, but because of the knowledge and the wisdom, and that they listen and they absorb all this wisdom. So you are absorbing and you're learning and you're treading new grounds. Obviously, being at the Page of Pentacles, you're also, this is a really good card for retraining or for learning or for focusing on a new career. And again, I shuffled, but we had the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Stones again, saying you're working away, maybe even in the early hours or late at night. You're kind of getting things done in the meantime. And what I kind of liked about what kind of the crossover, you got the Seven of Vessels, which in this deck is called mourning, and not mourning like mourning, but like more like you're dealing with something of that, therapy or counseling or doula, or there is something about the process of life which is perfect for a Scorpio. I think that transition, that journeying in some way, and or you're also going through that process of yourself of healing, of shifting, of releasing a part of your life at this time and honoring it, because in this there's they're leaving out the foods for the ancestors here, and that so there's something about really honoring the path you're on, honoring the journey you've been on and those have joined you. But I feel excited because I love how these two readings combined, even though they've got different cards, that there's this other world sense to this, but also a very powerful way of training and treading new ground. So good luck.
Amazing. While you were talking, I was just sort of Googling to see what links medical logos exist. There are multiple medical associations that are called links or have the links as there's like loads. And I would love to read out all their names, but like literally like Links Medical LLC, Links Healthcare. There's like loads of them. Okay. Wouldn't it be incredible if Nilda got like her traineeship?
Yeah, because links have lots of meanings, but like that came to me and I couldn't remember. I thought, is it a different thing? But anyway, so we'll see at some point.
How amazing. Let us know, Nilda. We've got the reading from Lucienne, and yes, I can see that loads of you are sending in messages. We won't be able to get to all the reading requests if there are lots more, as you can see. So we're just letting you know from now.
Yeah.
That in 11 minutes we're carrying on with our day. Separately from doing this, much as we love it so much. Yes. Lucienne, still using the singular, a Beltane card. would be appreciated.
I love your optimism that there's going to be a card.
That's probably the most pessimistic emotion I can muster. A Beltane card would be appreciated.
Of course you will.
Let's see if it's the possible. Oh.
I can't just. There's going to have to be 3. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Ooh, okay. 4.
That's 3 plus 1. So the number 1 is represented.
Yeah.
4 times.
Well, I'll show the first and the fourth one because they're very similar. And again, it's more Samhain than Beltane at the moment. But I feel like it's your inner journey. So you've got these 2 cards of kind of going into these sort of burial chambers. These sort of, and both a bear. That's a skeleton of a bear. That one's a skeleton of a bear, and that's a polar bear. And the great bear. It's all about the bears today. Yeah. And they're both about. So in the traditional tarot, this one, and they're both major arcana. This one would be the Devil, Le Devil, and this one would be the Judgment card. So there's a feeling here of facing something that you've done it. I think you've already done it. There's a sense you've done it. You've walked through. You've faced something. There's a shadow work that's been going on in this middle of this lovely weather, but it feels that you faced something and there's a challenge and you're moving through it and you've accepted the challenge. And through that challenge, you are going to move towards a place of total life transformation. It just feels. So it feels epic. It doesn't feel easy because we didn't choose, we don't choose, but it feels soul gratifying. It feels that you've faced a challenge. You've did it head on. In between that, you've got the 9 of bows, 9 of wands. So it's going to feel like really fighting, charging, earning that respect, knowing what you deserve, knowing what you need to do. And then we've got the 8 of swords saying, don't doubt yourself on this path because it's a proper soul path. Other people might not be doing it. They might not be agreeing with what you're doing or knowing what you're doing. But you are headed here. You are headed to where this place of power and transformation happens. So it's a bit of a massive card. Stop now.
If you will it is no dream. But yeah, do you know what? This one single card is going with your charging, with the leaving behind. And there's a real beauty to this is Lucienne Emberglow all over it. Look how fiery it is. Yeah. We have the sun, we have sparks. So this is you charging forward. The fact that we have the lion here, maybe this is something that happens in August, right? So it's not necessarily a Beltane card. This could be your Lunasa, your Lammas card, but this is you charging forward. Now, less noticeable on this card, I'm going to hold it really, really close, is that what you're leaving behind. Look at all those dark, shadowy little dots. So what you're leaving behind, you never wanted in the first place. Yeah. What you're leaving behind is staying behind because it needs to stay behind. It's not yours. It's not yours to bear anymore. And I would like to get excited about the fact that Laura got a bunch of bears. Beltane is a fertility festival where you bear stuff. And there's here the stuff that you don't need to bear anymore. So yes, on everything, it is an actions card. So don't be afraid to take action. And it doesn't have to be a big action. No. Pressing a button is an action. Setting a prayer, also an action. Lighting a candle and manifesting it, also an action. But also, getting in touch with somebody or signing up for an in-person situation, also an action. They're all actions. The reason I'm emphasizing the small actions, because I don't want you to discount them, but big actions are actions too. Any action is equal to any other action. So, yay.
That's awesome. I just think it's so beautiful. I just find the image is so beautiful, isn't it? Like walking through the trees and there's a gateway and there's just both of them together.
Look at them side by side. Ooh. Right? They're leaving the thing behind.
You, Lucienne.
There's some good roaring there.
Channel a bear. Ask a bear to give you a big cuddle. Like protect. I think bears are one of the most amazing. If you're going to call an animal in to say, "Hey, help me out," having a bear behind you, I think it's just that feeling of, "Oh yeah, I'm held, but also I'm fierce."
Exactly. The bear's got your back. So we're literally running out of time, and I have lost. I've let go of the reins, as you saw a while back. I've lost all control of what's going on in the messages. So I'm gonna flash up the good morning from Woo Riders. I've put one more reading to the
Jenny.
side, two readings from this to the side. We'll do it really, really quick from Joshua and Jenny Cartledge, that we're going to do in a second. I'm just going to flash up the messages to see. Oh, Divine Goddess is saying, yes, starting adventure travel business with a friend.
Amazing.
In the Himalayas. Is your passport valid?
Yes. So
yes.
was that high pitch, wasn't it? That was, oh, yes.
Yes, passport is fine. Wow. Confirmation should go with the business. I'm
absolutely
dying. Yes, there we go. Right.
Yes, she's very happy.
Your first customers. You're invited. We have 2 people from Austria coming for climbing a peak.
So I knew my pegging up the hill this morning was training for something.
Yeah, pegging up the hill. We're pegging up the Himalayas. Oh, and Jane says she loves otters. Amazing. Is a keen angler. Oh, we have so much going on.
Morning, Amy, love.
Deferred gratification, satisfaction, postponement. Yeah, it's all the same in Hebrew. And Nilda says, I love eagles. I see them in my third eye. Amazing. Diane saying, happy Beltane. Right.
Yeah.
Guys and girls, let me flash up. Joshua just saying, flip us a card to
Okay, we'll try a card.
Let me give you a hack for doing one card. Listen, look. You put them down, and you do this up. You only pick it up.
Okay. Joshua, this is my first time. It's the first time, Joshua. The first time. It's doing what?
Don't do it if it's not natural for you. Ooh, look at that.
Look at that erection. Well, this is why I shouldn't do one card. We get an erection.
No, because your deck is saying to you, you want one card? We're going to give you one card. One card.
It's a 5 of Wands, but I quite like in this deck. I'm trying to bring it back into some. I like in this deck because they make the 5s less horrible. Because I'm a number 5, and it's always they're always nasty cards, and this brings it to empowerment. Because obviously there's a 5-pointed pentagram, so it's a magical thing, and it brings you back to the power of the balance of the elements. So it's kind of action, empowerment. You've got your bow, you've got your wand, you're ready to go. Everything is building up. It's saying go, go, go. Use that energy, use that power, and go create or conquer or do whatever you need to do today because the energy is supporting you. Very Beltane, isn't it? Really, we had to get something Beltane.
Yeah, that was really Beltane. And Joshua, quick card here that says you might not see the full picture. You feel like you're only doing like a small bit, but other people are picking up the different parts that also need picking up. And in the end, everything's going to fit together smoothly like a jigsaw, or not super smoothly, but still like a jigsaw. You'd be surprised how well you can fit together bits of a jigsaw with a little bit of unnecessary strength. So don't feel like your contribution is too small. It's not small. It is needed.
It's not small.
No. It's impressive and powerful. I think I've been to see that one in person.
Oh, yeah, me too. And they fenced it off, so you can't go on the.
You can't sit on the thingy.
No, I said to my friend Jenny, I was like, "Come on, let's break in," and she did not want to break in to sit on a pink. I mean, I can't even believe it.
No, but it's also, I think, for it's for getting pregnant.
Yeah.
So just as well. And the last, but by no means least,
no, in the sligest.
Jenny. Yeah, look, she's going with a singular. I'd love a card, girlie.
I'm going to try my best, Jenny. I'll try my best. One for, if I don't look, it's easier, I think. Okay, one for Jenny. Ooh, cool.
Oh, look
Very
at that.
Beltane. The 2 of Wands or the 2 of Bows. Decision, it's called in this, but I like it. I mean, I know the 2 of Bows ones are sort of choosing between things. But I love he's holding that power. He is really, it feels very Beltane fire, doesn't it? It feels very like life force energy rising. And I feel like you've got the power, the energy, and the vision to make the right choices for you right now, but make them empowered choices. Make them ones that are really going to suit and satisfy you. Don't go, I suppose I ought to do this. Nah, it's like, whoof, build up proper fire energy, dance around the fire today, kind of really build that Beltane energy, and then choose, then make your plan, because you've got it. You've got everything you need, and there's success there, and there's power. So just own it.
Amazing. And here we've got the 9 of discs, the 9 of coins, 9 of pentacles, and it says it's really, really okay to stay in the practical, to stay in the, you know, because you still have bills to pay and you still have a focus on, you know, on living in this world, in this society. Maybe it's not always the best, but this is what we got. So a focus on the mundane is not wasted. It's not wasted. And I think it's really, really interesting that in this fire festival and, you know, explosions and everything, a lot of the cards were really planning, organizational, feet on the ground.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that it's not an opposite. It's not an either or.
No.
Do both, do all of them.
Yeah. I like that. I like that.
Amazing. So Sean's loving your giant, saying that's a Cernabis giant, as happy on the outside as Inval on the inside. There's really a lot of similarities. Just turn him inside out.
Don't turn you inside out. No.
And oh, look at that. So the Cernabis giant is not wasted at all. Joshua says, I was thinking about other legendary figures of the past and how they connect. Yes, thank you.
Oh, no pleasure.
Amazing. What are your plans, Laura, for the rest of the day?
I need to eat now after that excitement.
Yeah.
Feeling a bit lightheaded after all of that. So, but I think, I don't know, it's a hard decision. I think I'll just have to eat and plan the rest of the day. So either go into Glastonbury to see the celebrations or just do some work here and keep it more grounded, which I think I'm vying towards at the moment.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's just as much Beltane whether you go running outside or stay indoors and do your thing.
How about you?
I'm going running. I've got to pick up the car. Really, sort of a lot of mundane stuff, and then I don't know. You know, at the moment, I'm kind of letting my inbox guide me. But yeah, not really big plans. Go for a run, see where the run takes us. Because it rains so much here, whenever it's not raining and we can sort of go explore like the fields a little bit, it's incredible. Although the other day we explored the fields, and then on the path was a flock of cows. So then I explored the backwards. No, very scared of big animals. But yeah, so we're going to go and explore and see where a lovely run will take us.
Yay! Not to Derbyshire. Not nothing wrong with Derbyshire. It's just a long way for you to go.
Yeah, Derbyshire
Which
is
is amazing.
absolutely lovely. But Sean's first few layers of skin are so badly burned that we're not having him outside of the house for more than an hour until the burn is no longer, you know, in need of hospital. But yeah, I hope everybody's having
Beltane.
Amazing Beltane. Have a great Beltane, and we shall see you next week. You're around next week.
Yes. Yay. See you next week.
See you next week.